When I did an unlearning with myself, is basically gives me the freedom to be someone who level up on another position, another in a corporate ladder. I definitely like climb one step at a time from the being a housemaid for 1 year. And then I become a reception. So I did unlearn with a lot of things that I can't do much of the work because I was just doing this work before as an housemaid and then a receptionist, and then I become a marketing. So I studied a lot of skills that it's not someone who can do it right on right now, but I want to change my life. So what I did is I unlearned those limiting beliefs that I can't do it. And I did do it now.
I know life feels sometimes very heavy. The world is loud, full of expectations, and it can make you feel like you're just being yourself is not enough. But here is the truth: the hardest and most powerful thing you can do is to allow yourself to simply be. Not pretending, not providing, not chasing what others think. Just you, right now, as you are. That's where your strengths begin. That's where freedom begins. Hi, I'm Batia, and welcome to the podcast Allow Yourself. And today we're going to talk about the big limitations we put on ourselves. You know, we usually think that the limitations are out there. I don't have time. I don't have enough money. I have to dedicate my time to my family. My parents won't agree. And really and truly, the limitations are inside us. What do we allow ourselves to be, to do, to become? So today we have a wonderful guest, Micky, Mikelen, Verdeblanco-Andrews, is the founder of the V&A Solutions of the VAK, a boutique VA agency supporting authors, CEOs, entrepreneurs worldwide. With over 10 years in marketing and operations, she's helped launch bestsellers on Amazon while building systems that free founders to scale smarter. Known as the Make It Happen partner, Micky blends creativity, strategy, and execution to turn big visions into reality. So, welcome, Micky. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Beatriz, and thank you for guesting me in your Allow Yourself podcast. And I'm so happy to be here with you today.
I am a witness that you are a partner to make things happen. So I'm
Yes.
so proud to have you here with me to explore all those limitations that everybody has. And as I said, you know that we really think that our limitations are out there. So, but really, they are inside. Can you think about
Absolutely.
a situation or a belief that you had to unlearn and to allow yourself to explore and expand your world?
I love it. So, absolutely, I have a lot of stories, unlearning a lot of things in my life. And if I will say it, the best story that I could share to your audience is basically when I was in Dubai, working in Dubai for 10 years. When I was started to be a receptionist and then become a marketing and operation. So a lot of things I need to unlearn. And unlearn, it means that I have to choose the things that I was before and then what I am when I was in that position. So when I did an unlearning with myself, is basically gives me the freedom to be someone who level up on another position, another in a corporate ladder. I definitely like climb one step at a time from the being a housemaid for 1 year. And then I become a reception and tell me like in a story of being a housemaid. That's a crazy story too that I can share with you, but then we have only an hour to do. So I did unlearn with a lot of things that I can't do much of the work because I was just doing this work before as a housemaid and then a receptionist, and then I become a marketing. So I studied a lot of skills that it's not someone who can do it right on right now, but I want to change my life. So what I did is I unlearned those limiting beliefs that I can't do it. And I did do it now. I started a small business, the V&A Solutions, with all the experience that I have from Dubai and all the experience that I unlearned. So that's what I have a lot of things that I unlearned and I managed to create now what I have.
That's beautiful, Mickey. It's like you unlearn the you cannot do it to yes, I can do it. And I would say flexibility in your mind to try new skills, new jobs, new opportunities that you didn't had before. So it's like, there is a lot of people that I have met that say, this is me and that's who I am. And it's like a fixed way that I cannot do anything else. And even in my workshops, I say, be careful with the I am, no? How you define yourself. I am an engineer or I studied engineering. So that's beautiful to allow yourself to jump from one skill to another, to one work to another, to just become who you are now and can do new things, right? It's like when Steve Jobs says that you cannot connect the dots to the future, you only can connect the dots
Sure.
uh, to your past. So when when the pressure is high outside of what you need to do and everything feels really really loud, how do you come back to yourself? How is a mechanism that you allow yourself to come back to your center, or you just surrender to the others?
Oh, that's a very good question. So being in my own center before, just to add, I don't know how to be in the center. I was so busy with a lot of things, and I think a lot of different places. I don't know that there is something we called centering ourselves. And it's just so amazing that you asked that, Beatriz, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people don't know that there is something we call center ourselves, focus on ourselves. And I realized that later on in my life. I
Mm.
would say like maybe 2, 3 years ago that, oh, it's possible to think about ourselves, to grow within ourselves and not to relate with other people. And before I used to think that, I don't know if this is like a Filipino culture or if this is something that we just grow up with, that being yourself, that thinking about your own self, it's not something like, it's not something that I would say it's not so accepted. But then I
It's
realized that the
selfish.
more it correct, we think that it's selfish, and I didn't mean that that's what the people think, but maybe it's my own thinking. So now that I experience a lot of things in my life, like I had my kidney transplant, I work in a different company, different bosses in Dubai, and I married twice. So with all that information, I got sick. I have 2 kids, beautiful daughters, and I just realized that, hey, where is myself? And I realized that maybe 2, 3 years ago. And now that being myself and I know where I am, where I can center myself, it's so beautiful. It gives me a in terms of like the I would say the steps or what I do, I would say a moment in the morning, it's a moment for myself, like just a few minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the garden, and just not to think about everything, not to think about the business, not to think about the team, not to think about the client. It's just me and the garden, and then just the blue sky, the green. leaves or the green trees, and I feel like that helps me a lot now, that I know where I can center myself. And also even like going out. When I was a kid, like going out needs to be like I have my sister with me, my parents. When I was in at work before, I need to check with my boss, to my colleagues. There is no me. There's always like someone else with me. But now that I know that, hey, I can do it in myself. I can even like go to the restaurant alone and eat. I can even go to the mall, walk alone. Like it's not always with the noise surrounded me. It's always like I know if I need it, you just feel it in your core. Like I can feel it in my core that I need to be alone. I need to date myself. And that's very important. It might not be every day for me, but at least once a week, just to get back to myself. So yeah,
That's
that's what.
yeah, that's so true, that especially as women don't know that there is a self until late in life, because have we were trained that
Correct.
to think about ourselves is to be selfish, as you say. um I asked today that I realized, after I've been practicing to be me, to allow myself to be me, that it takes me to a story that I used to, when I was divorcing. I went into my parents' house. My father used to say, "Who did you come with?" And I said, "With me." "No, no, but really, did you come alone?" "No, I didn't come alone. I came with me." So, with myself, it's a concept that it's so hard to acknowledge unless we are
Mm,
taught that we need to pause, to focus on our um, breath, to align ourselves. And today, let's see, it's more
so true.
coming into awareness that we can control our emotions and we can align ourselves. But in our time, that it was that didn't exist, no. and
Mm,
and that little huge step, I call it little but huge, of allowing ourselves to be with ourselves. You said a little bit, in the
I
moment
love
is
that.
a moment in the morning. It's a pause
Mm,
that you don't open your eyes and you just breathe and think about what am I grateful
sure.
for, or how am I feeling? How am I today?
Yes.
Or what do I want to accomplish today? Just one question that with that conversation
Mm.
makes a huge difference. I love it. So, what does success means to you today?
So yeah, I would say that a lot of definition that I can think about success. And just to give a backstory, seeing a success financially, I would say I saw that when I was, or when I become a housemaid in a very rich family in Dubai, extremely rich, like they are like part of the royal family. And if I would say success is a financial, then that is a very poor family, because I see it firsthand. I know what they have, I know the relationship inside their home. And I said, success is not always a money. It does help people. We need money, we need finances to be sustainable in our life. But I would say success is not financial. For me, it changes the definition or the outlook of what success looks like. I would say when we have our family, or not just a family, but I would say if I could help people who are in need without worrying about the financial as well, and helping them in terms of like openly without thinking about, oh, what would be next, or will they pay or not. Success is something that, makes you feel good on helping others. And then success for me is also peace in with everything. Like the world is so chaotic, and if I am not in peace, if my family is not in peace, financially, mentally, in health, then that is something that is not successful. But when they are, when the people that, like, I have a very small circle, then if the people in my circle are in peace, healthy, and I would say financially stable, not financially like overly free, but financially stable, who can afford the day to day and then have an extra for the future, then for me that is a success. And then helping the people who are in need. So yeah,
Oh, beautiful. But it's amazing how life take us in different ways to
sure,
to change our beliefs, really, because there is so many people in this world that measure success on how much money do I have, or how many houses,
absolutely,
or how many cars, and at the end of the day they are really empty inside, that they are just
true.
craving all the time. So it's very interesting your story that you went to be inside a very rich family and be part of, I will call it, the rich cage, you know,
Mm,
the golden cage, let's call it, that
absolutely.
everything is gold outside, and you can buy whatever you want, and you can
Oh yeah.
travel wherever you want, and then inside you're miserable and sad and frustrated. So wow,
It is
that,
sad. Like, I experienced I would say I see it firsthand in not the screen, but the live action. They are extremely rich. They own a lot of jets, yachts, malls, properties, name it. Like when you say they can, I'm not sure if, like, like the story of the princess will touch the anything and turns to gold, and they
yeah.
can get everything. That's what their money is, just like everywhere. The diamonds, the golds, they have like a big vault, and I never seen that extreme richness of people in real life. They have a big vault with all the golds and the money, and as a, I would say, mayordoma, that's like a Spanish, right?
Yeah,
So I
mayordomo.
lead
Hmm.
their, yeah, I lead their house after I become no, with I applied as a housemaid. I become a mayordoma because they trust me so much. But then I can understand English. They are well spoken English, and the rest of like the six housemates are also Filipinos, and it's just so nice to see the luxury. It's nice to experience because every time every time I work day to day in their household, you can see like there is a two, three chefs who prepare a breakfast for the family, and then they only eat like just a small plate of the rest. And lucky us, we eat all of that as a workers.
See?
And even the chef before is like, he will say like, come on, don't eat that, like, or share, because there's like a six housemates who's waiting for the luxury food. That's the only time that I experience eating what caviar is, and what the like unlimited buffet daily, and the desserts and everything. But indeed, you mentioned that it is empty, because a luxury life like that, extremely rich, I would say, is not everyone's, I would say, everyone's plate or life. They can't imagine.
Mhm.
They can afford the latest Hermes. They don't even use it. It's just a display. And their house is like full of luxury. They have a car that is only two in the world has been made of that. And but the parents are empty, the kids are empty, their adult childrens are empty, and they long for that love. And I would say, when you ask me about success, I think to be loved truly and to feel that sincerely in our life, I think that's what success is, because not everyone successful have their life and feel that love and that emptiness. So yeah.
Yes, they relate so much with so many, so much power to the material things, that
Mm,
they forget what a hug is and what a kiss is, and just to pass your hand on somebody else's hair, um,
Mm,
how that connection, no, because even if they don't eat, they didn't think, we don't eat to share with others or come on and share. It's like we don't eat because we don't want to eat. It's about me. It's not about the sharing. And
mm.
that's when, wow, that's a very powerful experience, just to be inside a golden cage and see, I know I'd rather be free than being here with all
Oh
this,
yes,
with all these luxury, these all golden things that I'm sometimes afraid to break also, no, that
sure.
are so expensive that we cannot afford. um, and then I would prefer to fly and see, and then is when you decide to move to another to another job,
Company. Yeah.
be- because you know that um, boundaries
Mm,
are so hard to establish, and sometimes we established the boundaries for others, right? But really and truly is, where do I allow myself to protect myself? So I will put a boundary that I am protecting myself. It's not that I won't let the other person treat me like that or talk
mm.
to me like that. Is I won't let really the other person hurt me. So I'm protecting myself. I am protecting myself not to be hurt. So, when in your life do you had to allow yourself to say no instead of saying yes all the time and put that boundary?
Oh,
To,
that's instantly, you know what, like I never talk about this, not even like in a video, or my family does, but this is a raw podcast. So I would say when I say no is when I divorce my husband or when I get separated with him. Like in our culture and in a Christian world, in Catholic specifically, like it's so taboo to separate as a couple. But then
you marry
I just say like
forever. Marriage is
yes,
forever. Yeah. Hmm.
yes, and I just have the courage to say like that's enough. Like I can't take this, and it's no. I will go back. It's not the end of the relationship, but when I have that moment in life that I cannot leave on that situation. We are not separated yet. We are not divorced. We didn't say like, okay, khalas, done. But then I already say no to 1 year before on our relationship. Like I just don't feel that it's me anymore. And yeah, and then it just came to the moment that I say, that's it. I started to love myself, to seek something greater than what that means is. When I was like working in a very small room in our house before, and then working late at night and just seeing my ex-husband lying down, sleeping, drunk. And I was like, that is a no. Like begging for the family to give us something to pay for the electricity, that because my husband don't have a job, my ex-husband don't have a job. I'm like, I say no to that. So I would say there is a lot of moments in life that I say, okay, I had enough with that sleeping while I'm working late night. I had enough of that, like the drinking. I have enough with that, the drug use. I had enough with that. So before we like literally separate, that I don't go back to their home, I already say no a year before that. So yeah, I would
So
say saying
important,
no.
huh? So
Yes.
important to say the no to, and it's not no to him, it's a no to
Mm,
me. Is the allow yourself not to be affected by that. It's like, this is not the life I want to live. Is really
exactly.
flipping the mirror over to you and putting inside you that stop for the criticism that I'm not good enough, that I have to take all
Mhm.
this and this is what I had to live, to compassion. I deserve better. This is not who I am. I can give a much more love to me than when they are giving
Yeah.
me. So is the allow yourself to flip the mirror, not to see what they're doing, but what you're doing to yourself into that.
Exactly. Yeah.
i- You know, you have a powerful body of work. Can you tell us about what you do, what's your message, how you inspire others, how what have you created that you allow yourself to share to the world?
Oh, that's really good. Again, anything that I am now in my life, it's because of the whole experience in, I would say, in a short time. Like going back with being a housemaid in a rich family, a mayordomo. I become a receptionist, and then all of a sudden I become like part of the admin, and then another layer. I become part of the executive, someone who masters the invoices and quotations, and then becomes the marketing, and then get promoted to another position, and then become an executive, and then with all the experiences when I was in Dubai, with all the hardship in my life as a young mother and as a early divorcee, as a someone who got lost and found myself alone in that, I would say, in that chaos. I would say that being me now, and also add that I had a kidney transplant, if I will sum up everything in my life in that span of, I would say, 12 years, I would say that becomes and that makes me who I am now. And that is something I allow that. All the experiences, I always believe that we choose the life that we are doing, whatever we do, whatever I do when I was like 18 until up now, I choose it. So I allow myself to be that. And now I allow myself to learn. I allow myself to be creative. I allow myself not to be dragged with all the negativities around me. I allow myself to center myself. I allow myself to be who I am instead of like hiding it and not making a difference. Before, when I was like working, I just like follower, but now I want to like be the change maker. I want to do something that makes my daughter inspired, my family to be inspired. I want to be, and we always say this, like we are the chain breaker. And I want
Mhm.
that. I want to allow that to
Yeah.
myself. I'm a work in progress, and the rest of my plans are in work in progress. But I will allow myself to slow down until I will have that goal in my life. So yeah. And to I would say, to inspire the listener, I would say I'm not a perfect person, no one is, and allowing yourself to say no to the things that doesn't feel good to your core, doesn't feel good to, there is like that moment in our life that you will just have like a tightness in your breast, like you have a slow breathing. Like allow yourself to recognize that and to say no, if whatever that is. And also being me, knowing that coming from the Philippines, going to Dubai in the concrete jungle, and then become what I have now. Like I founded a V&A Solutions to serve the client, because all the experiences I have when I was in Dubai, I applied it now. And just to add to, like a lot of people will say and nag or complain, like, oh, life is so difficult. Life is this. My boss is so difficult. My family is so difficult, but everyone has their own difficulties. But if you allow to be dragged to that, to be someone who you don't want to, then, and Tony Robbins always say, like, where your focus goes, energy flows. And I always believe that. I always have in my mind that if I will focus on something that I don't like, then everything that I do energetically, my day-to-day life would always go to that. So I allow myself not to be that person. I allow myself to be different, and I allow myself to be learner. I'm still learning now and in the future, and even when I will be in 60s, I will still allow myself to learn and unlearn. So yeah, that's a that's my take on that.
Yeah, and your inspiration is I know you because I have worked with you and I'm working with you also. It's like you are so humble because you all the experience that you had in Dubai and through your life, you is like
Mm-hmm.
a condensation to what you do now because you're very creative and you do finances and you delegate and you're the leader of so many people that you can you learn, you allow yourself to delegate also. I have seen that. Then you and not long ago I saw how you allow yourself to say stop, allow yourself to pause, and then reaccommodate everything that you were doing so you can not lose your peace even. um
Absolutely.
yeah and
Thank you. Thank you for that.
and through the years that I think we have talked about this, and I would say it, we realized after being in a golden cage and to be where you are now that yes, money is very important, is what it gives us opportunities to do other
Mm-hmm.
things, to help others and to evolve also and to learn and study. But we also know that not all money is good money. We have
Mm-hmm.
we can have clients that really take away our peace and there is no money that can pay that. So that can pay
Absolutely.
our peace, is better to say thank you very much for you trusting me, but we're not a match. You're a good person, but
Mm-hmm.
we're not a match. It doesn't mean that the other person is bad. It means that it doesn't go with my energy, or yeah, the other person
Mm.
is just I do it like I have a client that I have in mind that it's like you're too accelerated. I cannot be in that rhythm. Um,
Mm.
let's slowly come to the same rhythm. So if you can, perfect. If not, I cannot be um, that person that I was. By the way, I was when
Mm.
I was before that accelerated. To allow yourself to say no to what takes away
Mm. I
uh,
like that.
your peace. And if you have the opportunity to go back to Mickey when she was a teenager, what would you whisper her that you know now that she didn't know back then?
Oh, that's a really funny. Like, I would just simply whisper that I would say I'm very bubbly, and then I'm the black sheep of the family when I was a teenager. But I will whisper that everything that you go through and you learn from this moment is something that you need in the future.
Mm,
And definitely I will tell myself that I love you and just go with the experience. The pain is worth it.
uh,
And the love that you have, that the love that you are longing is something that you will find in the future. So yeah,
and what would you tell her to allow herself to do that she didn't allow?
I would say allow yourself to just enjoy and to love yourself. So yeah.
Beautiful. Yes. Oh, Mickey, thank you for sharing your heart, your journey, and your wisdom with us today. This
Thank
conversation
you.
really is a powerful reminder that allowing ourselves isn't one time decision. It's a daily practice of courage, of grace,
Right.
and self trust. For everyone here listening, may you give yourself permission to take up space, to rest, allow yourself to begin again, Allow yourself to fall and reinvent yourself and to become all that you are meant to be. So, thank you. Thank you for really sharing your heart. And Micky, and I am Batia from Allow Yourself. See you next
Thank you
time.
so much.
Do you want to say anything else?
I would say that thank you for inviting me and thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of your podcast. And I hope that anyone who will listen to this podcast will definitely take every lessons that you share because this is what you do in life and this is what you mastered. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity,
And
Batya.
as I always end, in one word, what will you take from today?
I would say courage because I did
Beautiful.
it when I needed it.
Beautiful. Thank you and love you. See you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.